Good evening. Today is August 17th, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topics are DPP candidate Chen Qimai won the Kaohsiung mayoral by-election, and China's military drill is a farce, and Taiwan is not part of China. First, I want to talk about DPP candidate Chen Qimai won the Kaohsiung mayoral by-election. The Kaohsiung mayoral by-election was held last Saturday, and the DPP candidate Chen Qimai was elected with 70% of the votes. Chen Qimai received 671,804 votes, and KMT candidate Li Meizhen only received 248,478 votes, or we can say it's, like around 25.9%. The gap between the two kind of like what's around 420,000 votes. As to the Taiwan People Party, Wu Yizhen only received around 30,000 votes, and that is 4%. Here are several points. A, about DPP. Although DPP candidate Chen Qimai won 70% of the votes, but this time it's 70,000 less than what he got in 2018, and that was 740,000 votes. What happened to the missing 70,000 votes? Well, is it because they think Chen Qimai will sure to be elected, or is there another reason? Well, I have to emphasize one point, and this is a mayoral by-election. The turnout rate will be relatively low, and the turnout rate was 72.63% in 2018. However, this time was only 41.8%. B, about KMT. As I mentioned before, the main purpose of Han Kuo-yu canvass for Li Meizhen was to increase her votes to around 30%. Well, unexpectedly, Li Meizhen only got 25.9% of the votes, and her votes were nearly 640,000 fewer than the 890,000 votes that Han Kuo-yu got in 2018. Well, that's a lot of numbers, right? So I just want to tell you that this is kind of a huge setback for KMT. And here are two consequences. For Han Kuo-yu, some people said that Han Kuo-yu lost its attraction. Well, this will be harmful for Han Kuo-yu's election for the KMT party chairman in May next year. As for the KMT chairman, Jiang Qichen, well, I don't think Jiang Qichen will be forced to step down as KMT chairman now, but I do think he will not be re-elected next May. C, about DPP. The Taiwan People's Party candidate, Wu Yizhen, only got around, 30,000 votes, and which was everybody's surprise. And this was a big blow to the party chairman, and that is Taipei Mayor Ke Wen-je. Well, I think it is quite difficult for Ke Wen-je running for the presidential election in 2024. Well, second issue I want to talk about is China's military drill is a farce, and Taiwan is not part of China. Well, after the United States Secretary of Health Azar visited Taiwan, China threatened to conduct military exercise in the north and south of Taiwan Strait. Well, it is ridiculous. What is China angry about, and what are you afraid of? Don't you get it? Taiwan is not part of China. Well, this is not Chinese business, and that is as the U.S. minister visited Taiwan, just like what Azar said, this is Taiwan's business. I have to solemnly tell China that we, Taiwanese, are not made of plastic. Don't threaten Taiwan, and we're not afraid at all, and we don't even care. Well, let me emphasize again, Taiwan is a sovereign and independent country, and Taiwan is not part of China. China, please solve your own problems, such as flooding, food shortages, crisis, and epidemic. Here are the top stories. Today we have one confirmed case. It is an imported case. A boy in his teens came back from the United States to visit his family members on August 5th. First, I want to talk about the arms sale of F-16 Viper. The U.S. formalized the F-16 jet sale to Taiwan with China tensions high, and Taiwan purchase of the F-16s makes the first sale of advanced fighter jet to the island since President George H.W. Bush announced the approval of 115 F-16s in 1992. A move is likely to further inflame tensions between the U.S. and China. The F-16 Viper will arrive in Taiwan in stages, with all orders expected to be delivered by 2026. And however, China strongly opposed the U.S. selling fighter jets to Taiwan. Chinese Foreign Minister spokesperson Hua Chunying fought back and said, "We urge the U.S. to refrain from selling the fighter jet to Taiwan and stop arms sales to and military contact with Taiwan. Otherwise, she said that the Chinese side will surely make strong reactions and the U.S. will have to bear all the consequences." On the other hand, Taiwan's envoy Xiao Meiqin met with U.S. Assistant Secretary of State Clark Cooper for Political Military Affairs. He treated that a pressure to meet with Taiwan representative to the U.S. Beijing Xiao as we work together for regional peace and stability. Additionally, we know that the White House said that the U.S. is pleased to see Taiwan and the Czech Republic working together. They trade that. Pleased to see our strong partners, Taiwan and the Czech Republic, working together and sharing their expertise. Visitor Milos and Danik Herb's visit will promote cooperations in many areas, including two of the most important, health and trade. To fight against China, the U.S. Senate proposed a new act, we call it ACTSA, and that is Advancing Competitiveness, Transparency, and Security in the American Act to help Western Hemisphere countries counter Chinese influence. The U.S. Senator Ted Cruz said that the Communist Chinese Party, well, we should say the Chinese Communist Party, but that's what he said. He said the Communist Chinese Party has vastly expanded its influence in the Western Hemisphere through engaging in economic blackmail and coercion. We have to protect our allies and partners in Latin America and the Caribbean to counter China's aggressive expansionism. And in response to the U.S. take aggressive action toward China, Chinese diplomat calls for effort to stabilize China-U.S. relations. Chinese Vice Foreign Minister Zheng Zeguang said that the U.S. politicians should stop making negative remarks or behaving in ways that will harm bilateral relations, calling for a joint effort to bring China-U.S. ties back on the right track. While talking about the accusation between the U.S. and TikTok, Trump signed a new executive order giving Biden's 90 days to sell U.S. TikTok business till November 12. According to the whole thing, the latest order buys more time for Biden's to work out the details of the sale of TikTok's United States corporations to a U.S. company such as Microsoft. As part of the new executive order, Biden will destroy all TikTok data associated with the U.S. users. U.S. President Donald Trump has indicated that he was looking to ban other Chinese-owned companies. Trump also, have a signals pressure on Alibaba. And after Biden's, according to the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, he said that we are protecting Americans' most sensitive personal information and our business' most valuable intellectual property, including COVID vaccine research from being assets and cloud-based systems run by the companies such as Alibaba or Baidu, China Mobile, China Telecom, and Tencent. So you can see that, kind of a control by the U.S. toward whatever we say, the new media from China is kind of tighten. And what will happen? Well, we'll wait and see what is the reaction from China. And that will be the view for today. Today is Monday. I hope you have a great Monday. This is Catherine. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.